Okay everyone, I am actually in Shimmersand. It's the next day in the afternoon. Alright, so I need to kill kill Stoning Orleans, then cut gemstones and golden malls. Alright, this is the actual starting area for the Defiant. Quest leads from there to here. That is the Droutlands right here. So that's Lantern Hook, teleport here, run here, and then they're there. This guy ran in with this debuff he had on. That debuff from the Warlord tree affects anybody around him, and he pulled aggro. That happens all the time. Alright, so I need to kill these things. Okay, so like before, the rotation's pretty simple. I typically will charge in, build 1 point, attack again, strike like iron, and then let my reactives go off to do a lot of damage. And typically I won't use a finisher because by that time I'll have 1 or 2 combo points, and then I can just charge in and use a strike like iron again and attack again. And hopefully reactives will be going off by that time. If not, then I pop a finisher. Build points back up though, saving them for when I fight mob again. I can actually just pop my strike like iron right off the bat. And this one's taking a little longer than normal, but it's not too bad still. These kind of quests actually always mess me up because I forget to use the item on the corpse all the time. I do that constantly. It's a bad habit. I'll kill like 6 or 7 and realize I needed to actually use on their corpse instead of just kill them. I don't pay attention enough. So now I can actually just use my points. Do it before I charge, so that because charging actually builds up points. So I use it right before I charge, and then use a finisher there. A few free reactives, and then I can actually go to the next mob using a 3-point strike iron before I charge, so that when I do charge, because this builds an action point, it actually gives it to me instead of me just going into the wind. So I use it there, charge. This also does damage, so ups that damage. Get that going. I didn't mean to use that one, but look at all these reactives. Look at that. Look at all those reactive. That's just insane. Imagine that on somebody. They just don't expect it. Yeah, I really enjoy this build, especially for PvE. And actually, no, I enjoy it for both equally. It's pretty powerful, I think. I can live a lot longer than most tanks. I mean, than most damage dealers. Survivability is really nice, and my burst is just, I think, flat out comparable to other classes. Yeah, so. Alright. Look at that shadow. That's a pretty nice shadow. Pretty well done. The sun's over there. Just little shadows right there. Right there. That is really, really cool. Man, what a beautiful game, really. There's some ore over here, and I need points. So let me go get this. Unless it's titanium, then I'm screwed. Oh well. I'm gonna continue to kill some scorpions. Strike like iron, get some reactive stuff that are doing 30% more damage because of strike like iron. And there's retaliation, which also heals me for 150, so I'm pretty close to being full health still. Should have used strike like iron before I charged, but I just didn't pay attention enough. Alright. I should get strike like iron off again there. Just continue the rotation. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think this class is all that difficult to play in PvE. There's a lot of buttons to push in PvP though. You know, people complain about macros being too simplified for the game, and they just make one macro and it's too simple. But I tend to disagree when you know, I have 5 or 6 reactives, and there's no way I could hit all those reactives. So I just say that it would be impossible to really play the class effectively to the highest potential without macros. I mean, making macros isn't rocket science, but you can also do things better always. Like I like having my highest damage abilities first. That way they go off if they're open. Before anything else, it's just stuff like that. It can also macro range attack sends. So if you have an attack that has a minimum range of say 5 meters and it goes to 30 meters, you can actually macro the range so that it goes off on your main attack. So you don't have to have more than, you know, one button to just all that. I'm gonna pull all this aggro actually, I think, and we're gonna see how this goes, because this probably won't go very well. I do have my full heal up though, so go ahead and get an instant crit here. Bring her into the fold. Get this off. I do have all my my macros actually. All of them that I attack with include. That was not that bad. They were all gray though, green, so that's nice. But all my macros actually include my reactives. So if I'm doing AOE, I will be using my reactives on the main target. So I'm gonna make sure that you switch out to the next target when that one's dead. Alright. That didn't go too bad. I think I need some new water. Yeah, I do. I didn't heal me full. That's not good. Typically I wouldn't really care, but this game's regeneration rates of health and mana, especially health, are pretty low, so I could actually not ever regain that until like drink again. I mean, it will come back, but I mean, I could be fighting another mob and then, you know, wouldn't have full health. So it's really beneficial to drink quite often. I'm actually going to try to get a bunch of these in a group because I'm going to charge this one, right, and charge this one because he's a caster, I think. So that way I get both charges into the mix. Get off AoE there. Switch the target so my reactives hit this one and drop him. I'm gonna pop my insta heal. They're hitting a lot harder than the other ones. They're big brutes though, so that makes sense. It's a caster though, for sure. Get the interrupt off. Some of my hotkeys I use actually are going to be, I use 1 through 6 and 7 mainly. I don't really use 8 or not, or above for anything that I actually have to use on a regular basis. I go as far as 6, and I do use U. I use here is Alt 1, Alt 2, Alt 3, Alt 4, F1 through F4, Q E R F, and then V T Y U G H J K, and then Shift 1 through Shift 3, and then Z. I used to have, I made a macro for my charges. I used to have them on 1 and Z, but now I just use 1, and it does both. Starts with Bull Rush. So Bull Rush is first, and the second macro ability is Shield. Shield Charge. Alright. And this is my other hotkey, which is tilde next to the 1. I use that for my mounting, and I've used that since I started playing WoW as my mount. Alright. Yep. So that's pretty much how I do things. I don't really ever click anything except for I'll click buffs and stuff like that. I'll click items like I don't know, just other items like, you know, this kind of like weapon enchantment and stuff like that. Everything else I pretty much keybind. Right off the bat, I have 3 reactive going. Just very fast. It can be very fast damage. Just make sure you keep people in front of you. See, I can interrupt. This, see, that should interrupt that spell. It's a stun, for goodness sakes. I believe. Yeah, I should be interrupting that. Alright, so that's that. Just a few more of these things. Alright. Go on this. See, this guy's dying faster because reactors are going off. Oh, what was that? That was a death blow for 1,000 damage. I've actually had that crit for 1,200, but it's not common to do that. So, 2 herbs right next to each other. What are the odds? Snake tears. Again, like I said, these sell for like 9 to 10 plat on my server, so it's very good to get those as soon as you can. I'm actually getting some lag here because I've been noticing I've been using abilities and they go off kind of later than I had hoped for. So I used my strike like iron and I thought I didn't use it, so I used it again, but I had actually already used it, and just the animation took a little longer to go off. Not really sure what that's about, but it's not that big of a deal. Sunstruct Collar. Alright. Lightning Strike is something that you want to disrupt. And it's really a good idea to, especially with a lot of the slower casting spells, to disrupt them later on, because unlike WoW, there's not so it will interrupt and prevent any, cast of magic from that school. Well, they don't have that in this game, so if you interrupt let's say a lightning strike, which is a really, really long cast time, or like a cinder flame thing from a pyromancer, they might as well actually just start casting possibly the same spell over again. It doesn't work the same. I'd rather him attack me, but You get some people in the game that will attack and some others that won't. I will attack depending on what is happening. Typically, if I don't attack somebody, they end up coming back and attacking me, and it's pretty comical. What did I get there? Cloth. Oh, chain. Blue chain. Give that to a guildie of mine if he needs it. So I, you know, I won't attack, but then I'll get attacked by them or something like that. But yeah, if they're like that and I'm questing, I'm doing this and I'm questing and they didn't attack me, I won't always attack them. Depends, I guess, on the mood. Had I been in a lot of PvP going on today, come on, I might have attacked them, but I'm not, so I don't really want to get involved in starting a war around here and not being able to finish my quest because I'm being four-shot by a champion, a two-handed champion. Alright, so got that going. Put this over here with my herbs. Herb. Quest item.